Man, what's up with the what's up? It's your boy Tyrone Hunter back in the building with another edition of What's Really Good Entertainment. If you've been rocking with the channel, well, I appreciate you. Stay tuned. I'm going to continue to bring you that fire. If you're just checking in for the first time, hit that like button on the way in the door. Hit that subscribe button on the way out the door. Y'all see who we got on the big screen today. It's none other than the infamous ALPO, a.k.a. ALPO Martinez, Harlem legend. This right here is a quick update. The individual who's alleged to have murdered ALPO was found not guilty in trial. This is what we're going to be discussing, because some people are saying that, because a lot of his victims didn't get no justice, that, that's the reason why he didn't get no justice and the reason why his case is going unsolved. So if you want to hear more about the topic, man, hit that like button, share this video. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So, news just broke yesterday that ALPO's alleged killer, Shaquem Parker, a.k.a. Bunky, was found not guilty of ALPO's murder. And the street's been in a frenzy. We didn't get no update, or we didn't get no comments from Cameron as well as Mace. If you don't know anything about ALPO, Cameron actually played ALPO in a movie, Paid in Full. It breaks down that whole situation, that whole saga. But for those of y'all that don't know about ALPO, let me give you some more information so you can know what's going on, because this is what we do over here. Okay, so his full name was Albert Geddes Martinez, better known as ALPO Abraham G. Rodriguez. That's the name that he was going by. He's in the witness protection program. ALPO did about 5 years in the witness protection program after serving time for drug conspiracy and some other charges. He was born on June 8, 1966. He passed away October 31st, 2021. ALPO was an American drug dealer from Harlem, New York City, of Puerto Rican descent. He rose to prominence in the mid-1980s. In addition to New York, Martinez expanded his drug trade to other cities, notably Washington, D.C. Martinez started selling drugs at 13 years old in the East Harlem section of New York. He was of Puerto Rican descent. In '85, he met West Side Harlem drug dealer AZ Faison. Martinez started to move up the chain of drug dealers in Harlem and eventually became one of the biggest drug dealers in the city. He later moved to Washington, D.C. to expand operations, where he quickly became involved in the city's underworld and elevated his drug activities. He met Wayne Silk Perry, a notorious gangster and D.C. enforcer who would later become his bodyguard and hitman. ALPO is the one to have allegedly killed, well, it's not alleged, but he's the one to have killed Rich Porter. That situation was tragic because Rich Porter, whom was a friend of ALPO, as they were all hustling together along with AZ, otherwise known as AZ Faison. So Rich Porter's nephew got kidnapped, and he had gathered up the money. He was going to get his nephew. He was going to pay the ransom to get his nephew back. ALPO happened to run into him, prior to him going to drop off the money. And ALPO felt the way because he thought that, he felt that Rich Porter was charging him too much for drugs that they were selling and things of that nature. So he decided to kill Rich Porter and take the money. As a result of that, Rich Porter's nephew was later found dead. And then there was an incident where AZ, their other partner, was robbed. He was shot. That was a tragic event where he was shot in the head a couple of times, as well as a couple of times in the body. 3 females was murdered. 1 child was murdered, as well as a couple of other people was shot. After finding out about this, there was a instance where it was said that ALPO had went to kill AZ as well. So it just go to show he was a very notorious individual. He was charged for about 14 murders. He pled guilty to those charges, but because he decided to turn states on individuals from Washington, D.C. area, as well as other areas, he said he would tell on everybody, but he would not tell on his people from Harlem, because when he get back to Harlem, he's still going to be a legend. And this picture that you see on the big screen, this is reminiscent of that. So after serving his time for, becoming an informant for snitching, helping bringing down Wayne Perry, as well as a whole lot of other individuals from the Washington, D.C. area, ALPO was released, served time and witness protection program, and it was just something about Harlem where he just decided that he had to come back. Well, ALPO came back to Harlem, and on Halloween of 2021, ALPO truck was shot up. He was able to drive toward the precinct where he passed away in front of the precinct. Now, I don't know why he was driving to the precinct. Nobody has been able to say, what that was about, but it seemed like he was going to get some help. And when they searched his truck, they found his credentials, which was fake identification, as well as they found drugs in the car as well. It was speculated that ALPO, once he moved back to New York City, he got heavily back in the drug gang. So this story just caps a 20, 30-year history of events that had transpired where there was a lot of victims. ALPO Martinez left a lot of victims in his wake. Yes, he was a big drug dealer. He was also alleged to have, killed a lot of people, as well as robbed a lot of people. And at the end of the day, there's mixed reviews in terms of ALPO. Some say that he's a snitch. Some say that he's a rat because he took down all of those individuals in D.C. And some people still praised ALPO because he was a Harlem legend. He was known to, do wheelies on motorcycles through the streets. He was very flashy and flamboyant, as you can see by his outfit. He have on a Christian Dior helmet, with the Christian Dior vest to match. So this was ALPO, very flashy, very flamboyant individual. And that's what he was known for in Harlem. He was known for bringing that swag to Harlem, bringing them cars to Harlem. Harlem get the money, and a lot of people in Harlem still look up to him. So this is just a quick profile piece to give you guys an update in terms of the trial, because the trial has been going on for a couple of years with a couple of delays. But yes, people, ALPO Martinez, alleged killer, was found not guilty. There is no other suspects in the case as of right now. Somebody even went online to say that the jury found him guilty just because of all of, the dirt that he got away with, and they wanted his killer to get away. I don't know how true that is. That's just speculation, and that's what people been alleging. And a lot of people is doing videos on it. A lot of people is coming out of the woodworks right now talking about ALPO and, the type of individual he was and so forth and so on. When he was out running the streets, it wasn't too many people talking. You had a few. And for those few that were talking, he was known, to kind of pull up on individuals. But this is just the latest and the greatest. And just to let y'all know that the street life ultimately, and at the end of the day, it doesn't pay. You could become a legend. You could become a big time whatever in the streets. You could be known. You could be feared. But at the end of the day, we all going to pass away, and that legacy is going to be no more. And it could be a situation where your legacy could get tarnished, just like, the legacy of ALPO Martinez. But I'm not going to hold y'all too much longer. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Tell me, what do you think of ALPO as an individual? Do you think people still look up to him and revere him? Do you think that he's going to continue to be a legend in Harlem? Or do you think that his star and his legend died when he died, and that the dirt that was put on his name, for him becoming a government informant, that takes away from everything else that he may have accomplished in the streets? So you can answer those questions, or you can put your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Until then, it's your boy, Mr. Tyrone Hunter, And that caps another edition of What's Really Good Entertainment. Stay tuned as I continue to bring you more of the fire. Rest in peace, ALPO. Rest in peace to all of the fallen soldiers, as well as all of the victims of ALPO alleged crimes. May their families and his family continue to find peace. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. We out of here like last year. You dig?